Have you ever made it to Sunday and somehow your brain is already in Monday? You are technically still in the weekend, but your mind is already thinking about work, the alarm, the emails, the meetings, the people you do not want to deal with, and that one manager who somehow makes every week feel longer. If you've ever wondered, why do I get anxious every Sunday night? This video is for you. Some people call it the Sunday Scaries. I call it your brain stealing Sunday because it's already living in Monday. And if you've ever lived this, you know exactly what I mean. Sunday is supposed to be rest. It is supposed to be recovery. It is supposed to be the last little piece of the weekend. But anxiety walks in like, actually, let's rehearse everything terrible about the week now. So instead of enjoying Sunday, you start counting down. How many hours until I have to go to bed? How many hours until the alarm goes off? How many hours until I have to start all over again? And suddenly Sunday does not feel like a day off. It feels like Monday's waiting room. I used to say I despised Sunday because it was next to Monday. And that sounds funny, but it was real. When I was at my lowest, I dreaded the work week. I would look forward to the weekend all week. And then somehow I would blink and it was already almost over. And now I had 5 more days to get through before I could breathe again, which is a ridiculous way to live. But anxiety does not exactly run on logic. And here's the part most people miss. Sunday night anxiety is usually not about Sunday. It's about what your brain thinks Monday is going to cost you. Your peace, your energy, your freedom, your patience, and sometimes your entire will to interact with humans. I do not feel that way about Mondays anymore. Now I look at Monday as a new week, new goals, new opportunities, a chance to move forward. But I remember exactly what it felt like when Sunday felt like the weekend was being taken from me before it was even over. In this video, I'm going to show you why Sunday night anxiety happens, why your brain starts dreading Monday before it even gets here, and how to start taking back your Sunday before anxiety steals the whole thing. I want to be clear about something. I do not feel this way about Sundays anymore, but I absolutely remember what it felt like. When I was at my lowest, Sunday was not relaxing. Sunday felt like the weekend was already slipping away, and I hated it. I used to say I despised Sunday because it was next to Monday, and honestly, that was pretty accurate. It did not always matter if I had some huge, stressful thing coming up. Sometimes I just hated the thought of going back. The job, the people, the manager, the boredom, the soul-crushing weekly rerun nobody asked for. I would try to drag Sunday out as long as possible. Stay up later, watch one more show, scroll a little longer, do anything to avoid admitting the weekend was over, because going to bed on Sunday felt like hitting fast forward on Monday. And that's where a lot of people get trapped. They are not really enjoying Sunday. They are trying to delay Monday. And those are not the same thing. One is rest. The other is avoidance, wearing sweatpants. I would look back on Sunday and think, how is the weekend already over? I waited all week for this. And now I have to do 5 more days before I get back here again. And somehow those 5 work days felt like 10 weeks. But the weekend disappeared like a magic trick. It is like cardio. 30 minutes on a machine can feel like 10 hours. But 2 hours doing something you love can vanish. Apparently, time has preferences. And then Sunday night would come. I would dread the alarm. I would dread starting over. I would dread another week that already felt too heavy. And that dread made it harder to sleep, which made Monday feel even worse, which made the next Sunday feel even heavier. That is the loop. You dread Monday, so you do not enjoy Sunday. Then you sleep badly. Then Monday feels terrible. And then your brain says, see, this is exactly why we hate Sundays. Very helpful analysis from the anxiety department. But that loop can change because I do not look at Mondays that way anymore. I see Monday as a reset, a new week, new goals, new chances to build something better. But that shift did not happen by pretending anxiety was not there. It happened by learning to stop letting anxiety steal time before I even got to live it. Now let's talk about why this happens. Because Sunday night anxiety is not random. It may feel random, but there is usually a pattern underneath it. Sunday night anxiety is anticipatory anxiety. That means your brain is reacting to something that has not happened yet. You are not Monday. You are not at work. You are not in the meeting. You are not answering the email. But your nervous system is already clocked in. That is why Sunday can feel so weird. Your body's sitting on the couch, but your brain is already opening Monday's case file. What do I have to do tomorrow? What did I forget? What problem is waiting for me? What if this week is awful? And now your Sunday is turned into a staff meeting for a week that has not started. This is the first reason this happens. Your brain is trying to prepare you, but your brain confuses preparation with suffering in advance. Thinking about Monday can be useful. Planning for Monday can be useful. But mentally living through Monday on Sunday night is not planning. That is rehearsing dread, and anxiety loves a rehearsal. The second reason is open loops. Open loops are the unfinished things your brain keeps carrying. The email you've not answered, the project you need to start, the conversation you are avoiding, the thing you said you would handle. And your brain is like, great news. We will now review all of this at bedtime. That is why Sunday night can get loud, because the quieter the room gets, the louder the unfinished stuff can feel. And if you do not give those open loops somewhere to go, your brain will keep trying to hold them, usually at the worst possible time, like when you're trying to sleep. The third reason is loss of control. On the weekend, you may feel like your time is yours. You can choose more, you can breathe more, you can be yourself more. Then Monday starts getting closer, and suddenly your time starts feeling rented again. Your calendar, your boss, your clients, your inbox, everybody gets a piece of you. Very generous system, horrible for the nervous system. And the fourth reason is meaning. This is the deeper one. Sometimes you are not just dreading Monday. You are dreading what Monday represents. A job you do not like, a life that feels too repetitive, people who drain you, pressure that never seems to stop, or a week that feels like it owns you. That is why this can hit so hard. It is not just, oh no, Monday is coming. It is, here we go again. Another week, same stress, same people, same pressure, same circus, different calendar page. And that is why Sunday night anxiety is not something to just laugh off. Yes, Sunday Scaries is a catchy phrase, but what is happening underneath can be serious. Your brain is telling you the week ahead feels threatening. And if that keeps happening every Sunday, you do not need to just survive Sunday night. You need to understand what your anxiety is reacting to. Because once you understand the pattern, you can start changing how you respond to it. Now let's talk about what makes Sunday night's anxiety even worse. Because sometimes the dread is already there, but then we accidentally feed it. The first thing that makes it worse is trying to squeeze every little drop out of Sunday. You know what I mean. One more show, one more snack, one more scroll, one more hour before bed. Like you are negotiating with time. Please, Your Honor, just 30 more minutes of weekend. But that usually does not make Monday feel better. It usually makes you sleep worse. And when you sleep worse, anxiety gets louder. So now Monday does not just feel annoying, it feels heavier because you are exhausted. Great plan, anxiety. Very sustainable. The second thing that makes it worse is checking work too early. You check email, you check messages, you check the calendar, and suddenly Sunday night is not Sunday night anymore. It's a pre-game show for everything you're trying not to think about, and your inbox is somehow the announcer. Now, sometimes you may need to glance at your schedule. That is real life, but there's a difference between checking what you need to know and emotionally moving into Monday before Sunday is over. The third thing that makes it worse is avoiding everything. This one is tricky because avoidance feels like relief. You do not look at the calendar. You do not think about the first task. You do not prep anything. You just hope Monday somehow figures itself out, which would be lovely. Terrible strategy, but lovely. The problem is, avoidance gives the anxiety more room to invent. If you do not know what Monday actually looks like, your brain will create the director's cut, and anxiety is not known for balanced filmmaking. The fourth thing that makes it worse is trying to solve the whole week. You're lying there Sunday night, and suddenly your brain wants a full plan for Monday, for Tuesday, for every meeting, for every conversation, for every possible disaster, and maybe a backup plan for the backup plan. That is not preparation. That is anxiety trying to create certainty. And certainty is usually what anxiety demands when it does not feel safe. The fifth thing that makes it worse is treating Sunday night anxiety like a command. You feel dread, so you assume Monday must be terrible. You feel anxious, so you assume something must be wrong. But anxiety is not always a prediction. Sometimes it's just your nervous system bracing. And bracing is not the same thing as truth. Anxiety is very confident. That does not mean it's accurate. So if Sunday night anxiety keeps stealing your weekend, look at what is feeding it. Staying up too late, checking work too early, avoiding everything, trying to solve the whole week, and treating anxiety like it gets to announce the truth about Monday before Monday even gets here. So what do you actually do with Sunday night anxiety? Not the fake answer, not just enjoy your Sunday. Wow, revolutionary. Alert the research department. The real answer is this. You stop letting Monday move into Sunday rent-free, and you start giving your brain a better way to handle what is coming. I call this the Sunday reset. Step 1, separate Sunday from Monday. Sunday is Sunday. Monday is Monday. And you do not have to live both of them at the same time. Your calendar may disagree, but your nervous system needs boundaries. So when your brain starts running Monday previews, name it. This is Sunday night anxiety. My brain is trying to prepare me, but I am not in Monday yet. That one sentence matters because anxiety loves to blur time. It makes tomorrow feel like right now. And when tomorrow feels like right now, your brain reacts like the threat is already here. Step 2, close the open loops. This does not mean solving your entire week. It means giving your brain somewhere to put the stuff it keeps circling. Write down 2 or 3 things that keep popping up. The meeting, the email, the first task, the thing you're afraid you'll forget. Get it out of your head before your brain turns it into a limited series. Then ask one simple question. What is the next reasonable action? Not the perfect action, not the entire 5-day plan, just the next reasonable action. Maybe that is packing your bag, looking at your first meeting, writing down the first task for tomorrow, or deciding what you will handle first. The goal is not to eliminate uncertainty. The goal is to reduce chaos. Step 3, do a light Monday setup. Light. Not a full corporate retreat in your kitchen at 9:30 p.m. You are not trying to conquer the week. You are just making Monday less mysterious. Pick your clothes. Know your first task. Check your calendar once. Set up what future you will need in the morning. Future you deserves some support. You have already been through enough. Step 4, protect one real Sunday moment. This is important. If anxiety is stealing Sunday, you need to take back part of Sunday on purpose. Do something that's not work adjacent, not productive, not strategic, not secretly checking email while pretending to relax. Very sneaky. Anxiety appreciates the effort. Watch something you enjoy. Take a walk. Cook dinner. Talk to someone you actually like. Do something that reminds your brain Sunday still belongs to you. And when anxiety interrupts, you do not have to argue with it. You can say, I hear you. We have a plan, and we are not giving you the whole evening. Step 5, go to bed like Monday's not a punishment. This one matters, because if you stay up late trying to delay Monday, you usually make Monday harder. You do not beat Monday by showing up exhausted. You beat the pattern by giving yourself a better shot. Revenge bedtime procrastination feels powerful. until the alarm goes off. So the Sunday reset is simple. Separate Sunday from Monday, close the open loops, do a light Monday setup, protect one real Sunday moment, and go to bed like you're helping yourself, not surrendering. You may still feel some anxiety. That is okay. The goal is not to make Sunday night perfect. The goal is to stop letting anxiety steal Sunday before Monday even starts. By the way, I'm Vinnie Merz, a high-performance anxiety coach. I help ambitious professionals stop anxiety from sabotaging their success, their confidence, and their peace of mind. If this video hit home, I want you to really think about this. If Sunday does not feel like rest anymore, that is not just annoying. That is a problem. Because your week is not just hard when Monday gets here. Your week is starting early, in your head, in your body, in your nervous system. And if anxiety is already stealing Sunday night, it is not just stealing one evening. It is stealing your recovery. It is stealing your sleep. It is stealing your peace. And it is making you start the week already behind. Which is a very rude way for Monday to enter the chat. And here's the part that matters. If this keeps happening every Sunday, it is probably not just about Sunday. It may be about the way anxiety is running your life during the week, the pressure you keep carrying, the conversations you keep replaying, the people you keep dreading, the job stress you keep dragging home, the life you keep trying to survive instead of actually live. This is why this can feel so heavy. You are not just dreading Monday. You are dreading the version of yourself that Monday seems to require. The one who has to be productive, available, calm, professional, and not lose it when one more person says, "Quick question." It is never a quick question, but you do not have to stay stuck in that loop. You can learn how to stop letting anxiety stop stealing time before you even get to live it. You can learn how to close the week better. You can learn how to protect your Sunday. And you can learn how to face Monday without treating it like a sentence. Now, I'm not going to pretend one YouTube video can solve your entire anxiety pattern because I do not know your exact life. I do not know your job. I do not know what you are carrying. And I do not know what your brain starts rehearsing every Sunday night. But that is the exact kind of pattern we can work through in coaching. Not with generic advice, not with some cute Sunday checklist you'll forget by Tuesday, but by looking at what is actually happening in your life, where anxiety keeps taking control, and what things need to change so you can start getting your peace back. So if you're tired of losing Sunday before Monday even starts, schedule a free 30-minute strategy session below. If you're tired of dragging yourself through the week to survive until the weekend, schedule a call. If you're tired of anxiety making your life feel like 5 days of pressure and 2 days of recovery, schedule the call. We will look at what is driving the pattern, what keeps repeating, and whether coaching is the right fit. The link is below. Take the next step. And if this helped you, subscribe. I post every Tuesday and Friday with practical tools that help you take back control. No fluff, no theory, just what actually works. Remember, Sunday is not supposed to be Monday's waiting room. It is your life, and anxiety does not get to steal it before the week even starts.